Become the person your future self respects. The silent battle between who you are and who you were meant to become. There is a moment you face every single day. Not when you wake up, not when you step into the world, but the moment you stand in front of the mirror and meet the eyes of the person you have been becoming in silence. Most people don't realize this. Your reflection is not showing your past. It is showing the future you are currently building. Every decision you made yesterday, every habit you tolerated, every excuse you allowed to survive, they all gather in that reflection. And the question they ask is simple. Would your future self respect the person you are right now? Respect is not built in dreams. Respect is built in discipline, in quiet choices no one sees. In the invisible architecture of identity you construct every single day. Your future self is not a fantasy. It is a version of you that already exists in potential, watching you, waiting for you, measuring whether you are walking toward it or away from it. And here is the truth most people spend a lifetime avoiding. You are either investing in your future self or betraying them. There is no neutral ground. Think about the life you want, the strength, the clarity, the dignity. That future version of you does not arrive by accident. It is crafted through thousands of small choices you make in the dark, when no one is cheering, when no one is watching, when only you know whether you rose or stayed the same. Today, you will meet a truth that changes everything. You do not become your future self someday. You become them now, in the smallest, quietest, most decisive moments that shape the person you will have to face tomorrow. And the question that will guide this entire journey is simple, uncomfortable, and unstoppable. If your future self could look at you today, would they be proud? Or would they ask you to begin again? Chapter 1. The distance between who you are and who you could be. There comes a point in every person's life when they realize something they've avoided for years. The biggest gap they face is not between them and success, not between them and opportunity, not between them and the world. It is the quiet, unspoken distance between the person they are today and the person they were meant to become. Most people feel this distance but never name it. They feel it when they look in the mirror and sense a potential they have not lived up to. They feel it when they wake up tired of their own patterns. They feel it when life begins to repeat itself, and their spirit whispers, "This is not all you were made for." Your future self feels this distance too, and they are watching the person you are right now, with one question in mind. Are you moving towards me, or are you drifting away? Every version of you is shaped by patterns. Some were built intentionally. Others were inherited unconsciously. The most dangerous ones are the patterns you tolerate. The excuses wrapped in comfort is less than #0. 5# is greater than the habits hidden beneath routine, the moments when you settle for less because discipline felt too heavy and change felt too far away. But here is the truth that separates those who transform from those who repeat. Your future self does not need perfection. They need direction. And direction begins with one powerful realization. You are never stuck. You are simply standing still in the identity you have not yet outgrown. Look closely at your life. Every action you take today is building a version of you. When you choose to delay your potential, your future self pays the price. When you choose discipline, your future self gains strength. When you choose silence over impulse, your future self gains clarity. When you choose truth over comfort, your future self gains dignity. This is why some people rise, even when life gives them nothing, while others collapse, even when they have everything. It is not circumstance, it is identity. What you repeatedly do, you eventually become. But let me tell you something deeper, something people avoid. The identity you have today was built by yesterday's decisions. But the identity you are meant to live in is built by the decisions you haven't made yet. Meaning, the distance between who you are and who you could be is not measured in years. It is measured in choices. One aligned choice can collapse a decade of stagnation. One honest moment can rebuild the direction of your life. One day of discipline can restore the respect you lost for yourself. Your future self is not asking you to become extraordinary overnight. They are asking you to stop pretending that you have no control over who you're becoming. Because you do. You always have. And now, it is time to close the distance. Chapter 2. The identity you build in the dark. The world sees your actions, but your future self sees something deeper. The quiet decisions you make when no one is watching. Identity is not built in public. Identity is built in the dark. In the moments where the world is silent, and the only voice you hear is the one asking whether you will rise or remain the same. Every powerful transformation begins in this hidden place, not with motivation, not with inspiration, but with private choices that slowly reshape the architecture of who you are. There are three forces that create your identity, three invisible rituals that decide whether you grow or repeat yourself, and whether your future self will respect you or resent you. The first ritual, the 1% rise. Most people wait for big change, and therefore never change at all. Your future self doesn't need dramatic breakthroughs. They need the micro movements. The disciplined 1% upgrades that compound quietly beneath your life. Read one page. Refuse one excuse. Clean one corner of your environment. Hold your posture for 30 seconds. Choose honesty over comfort, even once. These microscopic choices sound small, but to your future self, they are earthquakes. Because each one tells them, I am becoming someone you can be proud of. The second ritual, the mirror of direction. The mirror is not just glass, it is a compass. Most people look at their reflection and see only appearance. But the deeper question is the person looking back at me aligned with the life I say I want? If the answer is no, do not collapse into shame. Collapse into honesty. Because honesty is the first step toward becoming someone your future self respects. Look into your eyes for 30 seconds, not to judge, not to criticize, but to recalibrate your direction. Identity follows awareness, and the mirror forces awareness in the most honest way possible. The third ritual, the 24-hour standard. Your future self does not measure you by your intentions. They measure you by your standards. Not weekly, not monthly, but daily. Every 24 hours, you reset your identity with the choices you tolerate and the choices you refuse. Ask yourself each night, did I live at a level that the future version of me would respect? If the answer is yes, repeat it. If the answer is no, Adjust, not tomorrow, but now. Because identity is built at the speed of correction. Your future self is shaped by these rituals, small acts of alignment that seem insignificant today, but become irreversible transformations over time. This is why people who appear to change suddenly did not change suddenly at all. They changed quietly, in invisible increments, until the world could finally see what they had been building for months. And this is where your own transformation begins, in the silent hours, where the only witness to your rise is the person you are becoming. Chapter 3. The contract with your future self. There is a truth most people avoid their entire lives. Your future self is not some distant stranger. They are built from your choices, shaped by your discipline, and waiting for the moment you finally decide to stop living below your potential. But here is the part no one tells you. Your future self is not passive. They are watching. They are evaluating. And they are asking one question every single day. Can I trust the person you are right now? Trust is the foundation of respect, and respect is the foundation of destiny. You cannot step into the life you want while betraying the identity required to live it. Every future version of you carries a message. Some messages are warnings, some are invitations, and some are silent pleas for you to become stronger so that they can exist at all. If your future self could speak to you now, they would not ask for perfection. They would ask for commitment. They would say, stop giving your energy to who you no longer are. Stop protecting the habits you claim you want to escape. Stop living like your tomorrow is guaranteed. Because it isn't. And that is what makes today powerful. There is a moment, a single moment, when transformation becomes real. It is not dramatic. It is not loud. It does not look like fire and thunder. It looks like a quiet decision. A decision to remove the distance between who you are and who you need to become. A decision to rise, even when you don't feel ready. A decision to stop negotiating with your weakness. A decision to look at your future self and say, I'm done disappointing you. In this moment, a contract is formed, not written on paper, but carved into identity. A contract that says, I will act in alignment even when no one sees me. I will choose the path that strengthens me, not the path that soothes me. I will carry myself with dignity because the future version of me deserves nothing less. This contract is not spiritual. It is not poetic. It is structural. It rewires your decisions. It sharpens your standards. It eliminates the versions of you that were never meant to survive the future you want. And here's the paradox that changes everything. When you honor your future self, you change your present self. When you act like the person you are becoming, you collapse the timeline between who you are and who you were destined to be. This is where most people fail. They wait to feel like their future self before acting like them. But identity works in reverse. Action first. Identity second. Respect last. So ask yourself right now, if your future self extended their hand to you today, would you take it? Would you rise? Would you step into the identity that has been waiting for you? Is less than #0. 5# is greater than, because everything you want, every possibility, every breakthrough, every moment of clarity is on the other side of the version of you that you have not met yet. And they are waiting, patiently, powerfully, silently asking you to begin. Chapter 4. The first step into who you are becoming. Every transformation has a beginning. Not the moment you dream, not the moment you feel inspired, but the moment you act in alignment with the identity you have not fully become yet. Chapter 3 ended with a truth. Your future self is waiting. But here, in this moment, another truth emerges. They cannot walk toward you. You must walk toward them. This is where most people hesitate. Not because they lack desire, but because taking the first step requires letting go of the version of themselves they have known for years. Becoming is not about adding something new. It is about releasing what no longer represents you. So let me ask you a question that only the most honest people in the world dare to answer. What must die in you for the future you to finally live? A habit, a fear, a way of thinking that has kept you small, a story you have repeated until it became identity? Whatever it is, your future self already knows the answer, and they are asking you to let it go so they can take your place. But identity does not shift through emotion alone. It shifts through action. Small, decisive, symbolic action. That tells your subconscious, I am no longer who I was, is less than #0. 5# is greater than, I am becoming who I choose to be. Tonight, you will take that first step. Not a dramatic leap, not a heroic sacrifice, but a single act of alignment that marks the beginning of your new identity. It could be cleaning the space where your future self would live. It could be writing a promise you refuse to break. It could be waking up tomorrow, 10 minutes earlier than the version of you that kept postponing their life. These actions are small, but they are not insignificant. They are declarations, signals, identity announcements. Because here is the truth most people overlook. The first step is not about progress. It is about direction. It is about pointing your life toward the identity that has been waiting for permission to exist. One aligned step can carry more power than 100 days of wandering. One decision can call your future self closer than years of hesitation. One moment of courage can rewrite the architecture of your destiny. And when you take that step, even the smallest one, something shifts inside you. Your posture changes, your voice steadies, your energy becomes deliberate. Because your nervous system recognizes that you are no longer acting from who you were, but from who you are becoming. This is the beginning, not the end, not the conclusion, but the threshold, the crossing point between potential and embodiment. And your future self, the version of you who has been waiting in silence, finally takes a breath and whispers, "Welcome, I've been waiting for you." What have we learned? The lessons we carry forward. We began with a mirror, not a reflection of your past, but a doorway into the future you were meant to become. We learned that every choice, even the smallest one, is a vote for the identity you're building. That your future self is not a distant vision, but a presence shaped by your daily discipline, your private standards, your silent promises. We learned that respect is not something you wait to earn. It's something you cultivate through alignment, truth, and intentional action. We learned that transformation is not loud. It begins in the dark, in the quiet decisions that no one sees, in the moments when your weakness negotiates and you choose strength anyway. We learned that the contract with your future self is not written in words, but in the way you carry yourself when no one is watching. And finally, We learned that the first step is always the hardest, not because of effort, but because it demands the courage to let go of who you no longer are. Thanks for watching. Thank you for being here, for listening, for choosing to rise. If this message touched something inside you, share it with someone who needs it, not just to spread a video, but to awaken a future version of themselves that has been waiting too long. Remember, you do not become your future self someday. You become them today with one aligned decision, one honest moment, one courageous step. Your journey begins now, and your future self is ready.